This video is on painboys and how to use them in your army or list. Now, I actually don't have any painboys, but I'm going to use this regular Ork boy as my painboy example, and this as my Grot Orderly in the Snob Squad. Now on the other side we have some Space Marines. Okay, so what are painboys? Basically, painboys are just knobs that are like surgeons, and you can put them in certain units. Now, what kind of units can you put them in? You can put them in knob squad units like I have here, and that includes knob bikers. So you can make it, a knob biker painboy, and you can put them in a flash get squad. Now, why are these guys good? Why are these guys good choices? They just make your chosen units even more durable. And this is actually really awesome because your crazy shock troops are your knobs, and he makes them stick around longer. He makes them tougher, which is kind of cool because they're already pretty beastly. Alright, so let's just go over some of the upgrades and stuff you can give them. Now, when you pay for a painboy, you just pay for like a regular knob, so we'll just say that like there was a knob here, where he is, and then you just pay an additional 30 points, so he actually costs 50 points, and you just put the painboy in his place in the knob's place. Alright, so besides that, you can be accompanied by a Grot Orderly for 5 points, and all models in the painboys unit may have cyborg bodies for 5 points. Now this is pretty cool because usually you're just gonna, without him you would usually just have like your armor save of whatever you paid for, so it could be like a 6 or a 4. You might choose heavy armor, but with him you get cyborg bodies if you want for 5 points, and basically that gives you a 5+ invulnerable save, which is really cool because hey, if they beat your armor, if they have better AP than your armor, then at least you have your cyborg bodies at least gives you a 5+ invulnerable save, so you at least have that chance to still pass it. Alright, so let's just go into his special rules and maybe some of his war gear. Now, he has the typical Ork special rules, which is Mod, Roll, Furious, Charge, and Wog. And now his war gear is, Doc's tools. And what this is, he confers the Feel No Pain, to him and his unit, which is really cool. And now what is Feel No Pain? Feel No Pain basically says that, whenever this unit takes wounds, and like say if you fail your armor saves, your invulnerable saves or whatever, you roll a die, for each wound. And if you get a 1, 2, or 3, you take the wound, as usual. And if you don't, if you get a 4, 5, or 6, you actually ignore the wound, and so you don't take it, which is really cool. Now, how is this helpful? Say if I have, say if these Space Marines are shooting me, and they actually wounded me on, we'll say 5 die, I'll just say that they have heavy armor, so I need a 4 or higher. Alright, I got a 5, a 3, a 2, 2, and a 2. So I actually only passed one. Or I'm sorry, yeah, I only passed 1. So I took 4 wounds. Now, because of Feel No Pain, he'll give me that Feel No Pain roll. So I roll those 4 die, and look at this. I needed a 4, 5, or 6 to actually negate that. If I got a 1, 2, or 3, I would have taken 4 wounds. But instead I got 6, a 5, a 4, and a 6. So I actually took no wounds from his that shooting phase. Except for the rocket. But all the bolters and stuff, which is crazy. So I actually didn't take anything. Now, you don't get this all the time though, and this is the kicker. You don't get it in if you get hit by AP1 or AP2 weapons, whatever, like Meltas and stuff. But and you also don't get it during if you get hit by power weapons, or any weapons that say no armor saves. Now what's cool about this is it also helps, you still get this even in close combat. So say if you were actually in close combat and as long as the painboy lives, you still get that special ability, the Feel No Pain, which is really cool. Now a smart player would probably try to kill your painboy to take him out, kill him, just so that the other knobs or whatever, even flash kits, don't get that anymore. Alright, well, moving on. The next thing he has is Early Syringe, and basically that's a 4+, you know, it's a poison weapon, so you wound on a 4 or higher. Now, this is actually kind of nice because, you know, basically you can wound, you know, anything that has an actual toughness characteristic. So even a 10, you can wound on a 4 or higher on your attacks, which is nice. So you actually have a chance of wounding, which is cool. And also, poison weapon says another thing is, like, if your strength is equal to or higher than the characteristic of your, like, opponents or other units, like the Space Marines' toughness, you get to re-roll to wound, which is really cool. Now, if their toughness is higher than your strength, you don't get it. You don't get that. You still wound on 4 higher, but you don't get the re-roll. But it's still nice. I mean, you know, especially because, you know, they're a novice, so you're 4, and because you have Furious Charge, you get 1+ strength. You know, so you can actually re-roll to wound on a 5 or less toughness, which is really cool. What else? Alright, well, another thing is Grot Orderly, and that's what this little side model is. And basically it says that you get to re-roll 1 feel no pain roll, you know, per game with this guy, which is pretty cool. I normally would just save it for the Painboy, you know, because you want him sticking around. I mean, you could use it on your knobs or whatever if you want to, but usually I would just save it for him. So if you do fail, say if I actually fail my Feel No Pain on one guy, you know, or whatever, I'll just be like, okay, I gotta roll a die, I just rolled a 4, and you just remove him, and there you go. So you just, you know, you got to re-roll on your Feel No Pain, which is really nice. Now, as for actual tactics, Painboys are really nice, like I said, in, you know, these big knobs and flash kit squads, because, you know, they allow you, especially in knob squads, they allow you to actually get, you know, into combat and actually being able to suck up enemy fire. So, you know, instead of actually, you know, taking a lot of wounds, you know, you have feel no pain, and you could have cyborg bodies, so it makes them really resilient, you know, and actually can get to the enemy into close combat if you want, which is really cool, because you can kind of like shrug off hits as you move forward to the enemy. And you know what, it's actually a good, you know, he's a good substitution if you like don't have a truck or a battle wagon, or you don't want to use a battle wagon or a truck for these, you know, for knobs or something. Again, because they're just more resilient, they're going to be harder to kill because of, you know, his Doc's tools, and you can have cyborg bodies. Now, one of the things that what I think is awesome, such an awesome special, you know, it's just a little thing, but it's still nice, is you can throw a character in the same unit with him, which is awesome. So now, you know, just a regular war boss. I mean, a war boss is already really good, and now he has, you know, Feel No Pain, which is so cool, you know, which is crazy. And of course, you know, if you actually get hit by like some crazy psychic ability or something that maybe someone else has, your enemy or something, that targets him out, you know, your character out, at least you have your little Grot Orderly that you could use on the war boss, which is sweet. Alright, you know, actually they're really good at holding objectives too. I mean, just because they're more durable, you can kind of like sit on objectives. I normally wouldn't bother with knobs. I'm more like, I like to smash the enemy with them, but you could, I guess, sit on, you know, objectives and just kind of hopefully have the Feel No Pain in your cyborg bodies come through for you. So they are, you know, actually decent defense fighters, and of course they're knobs, so they're awesome offensive fighters. And the last thing I can think of is with flash kits. You know, again, they're just more durable. Here's a flash kit. There's actually 3 flash kit models, and basically you just like sit behind cover, throw your little, you know, Painboy in there too, and just shoot away. And again, they're going to be more durable with your Doc's tools and stuff, Painboy and all that. Or I'm sorry, your Feel No Pain, which is awesome.